Hey guys, it's Jack Punkington here. Today we're checking this crate amp out. I'm running through my pedal board, which has gotten even bigger, but we're not really going to be using the pedal board much today because this thing has on-built effects. So this is a 2-channel crate amp with its DSP effects, like the Fender Stage 100 I had also had very similar effects. It's pretty cool. So these you see all the time for like 100 to 150. Really look around, find one that's kind of beat up like this one. You can get them really cheap. As you can see, there's a big old chunk missing right here out of the wood, but I mean it works. I paid $45 for this. Granted, that's rare, and I had cover shipping and stuff, but you can still get these relatively cheap. And I think it's a good backup, fun, solid state amp just to have around. For the money I paid, yeah. So anyway, let's go through the clean channel. Pretty standard clean channel. Now each channel does this. The clean channel has a EQ, your standard treble, middle, bass, and all that good jazz. The gain channel only has one knob and it says shape. But at the same time, it shares, because there's like 2 gains, so it's kind of weird. But it does share a low and high end. But the shape is different. It's not like I almost want to say it's like a presence, but I don't know, it's weird. So let's check out these effects. So looks like we got delay, flanger, chorus, and reverb, and then just reverb. So we'll start out with delay, and I'll just kind of run through them really fast. And then the way it moves is as you move the switch, the more the effect gets stronger on top of this. So like, that's the delay. Here's the flanger. I'm going to move into the chorus. With reverb. I should say I am running with the Explorer. Then you just go to your reverb. Get like really extreme with your stuff. It's because you've got like this cool level, so you can like roll it back if you want like a hint. Roll it up if you want like a lot. Turn these effects off. I'm going to explore the gain channel. So, awesome. This amp is 120 watts. Yes, it's solid state, so it's not quite as loud as a tube amp. 120 watts solid state is still relatively loud. In fact, it's very loud. has two different gains. We're on the first. Which is actually what I prefer. I don't know, because if I want to boost it, I have an overdrive pedal. I guess I can demonstrate that. Actually, we should turn the highs up a little bit. I got them pulled down a little bit too much. So for me, that's enough. You know, that's where I like it. Now the shape feature is interesting. So I'm gonna roll. Right now we have it at about. We have it at noon. Rolling it back down. It almost like it's getting a drier sound. Rolling it back up. On both channels. Now, this amp has a lot of gain. I am on, like I said, the first gain channel. Roll it back. This is where I normally have it. Let's move on to the second gain channel. And before I even play it, I want to roll this game back. If I were to use this channel, I think that's where I would set it. It's about halfway. see is each gain channel is like a different style. It kind of reminds me of like one's more of a vintage like gain sound and one's more of a modern gain sound. Both are not bad. I like both. In fact, I have spots where I think both work, but I just prefer one over the other. But that's just me. This amp is actually pretty versatile, especially with those onboard effects. I mean. Goes for. Also, as you can see, I'm using my fingers to switch between things. I don't have a foot switch for it, but it is foot switchable. Both the channels and the effects are foot switchable. This is also a headphone jack, so you can plug headphones into it. And it does not have an effects loop, I will say that. If that's something that's important to you, it doesn't really bother me because I never use it. But it does not have an effects loop. So, but it works, I think it's 4 and 8 ohms. Could be wrong. But it's really neat, you know, for a solid-state crate head. I mean, I've always considered crate to be good at making good equipment, especially good affordable equipment for beginners. I mean, I would jam on this all day long. This is going to be like a cool backup thing to have, you know, because below it, my tube head, my mystery tube head, I'm wondering if any of you guys can figure it out before the video comes out. My mystery tube head is a very loud amp. It's a very loud amp. This is loud too, but I can control the volume a little bit better. And I can't play headphones with this. I can on this. So this is a cool thing to have. But I really wanted to share this with you guys because I think people need to give Crate a little bit more credit, I think. Now, there's plenty of other options out there, and I'm not saying this is the best option, but for $45, it's a steal all day long. I wouldn't probably pay more than $120, maybe $150 if it came with like a cab, or if they drove to you. But you know, that's something to consider. But for $45, with shipping, I think it was like $60. Come on, that's as much as a decent guitar pedal. And that's not true. They're a good $20 guitar pedal. But that's as much as a guitar pedal, a standard guitar pedal. So for a good solid state backup head that's obviously been through the ringer and could go through the ringer 10 times over, I guarantee this amp's going to last a little while. Why not? Why not? Just to have it in your place, have it in your studio, because you never know when it's like, I need to play a show and my tube amp's on the fritz. Take your solid state Crate. Yeah, it's not going to sound as good as your tube amp in perspective, but that's a whole other debatable video. But do the show, you can get the sound that you like, and you can just change it. And the onboard effects are really cool, and they're really useful. And if you have a pedal board like I do, which I can stack effects on top of these effects and get a cool different sound. So anyway, I really want to share this, guys, with you because I really think that it's worth a look. This is called the GFX-1200H. Stands for 120 watts with effects head, and it's worth, you know, $100 all day long for sure. So anyway, guys, Jack Wormkington signing out. Peace.